Hey Class FitSugar, my name's Sophie Jaffe. Today I am sharing a 35-minute HIIT Vinyasa class. It is an amazing mix of strength and flexibility, and I promise you will work up a sweat. All you need is your own body weight. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started in downward facing dog. So the first down dog of the practice, start to stretch your fingers, find the mat with your entire hand, stretch the feet, and whatever comes naturally here. Maybe you separate your feet a lot. We're gonna start to open up the spine, the backs of the legs. No worries if your feet don't hit all the way on the ground, if your heels don't hit. Really just stretching back and forth, pedaling the legs left and right. And again, finding whatever placement feels good to you. So we're in downward dog, we're just stretching, we're feeling out our bodies. Stretch your fingers, your toes. Try and find equal distribution of weight in your foot. And then come up to the top of the foot and then the back. And you're just playing here, starting to get into the body, taking an evaluation of where your body is today. Take a deep breath in, filling up your chest, your heart, your lungs. And a long breath out. Again, inhaling, filling all the way up through the nose. Stick out your tongue, lion's breath out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. And a long breath out through the mouth. Beautiful. Take your right leg up behind you and just get a nice little stretch. Stretch the entire foot, the ankle. Bend the knee when you're ready and start to come into big circles. Both sides, so left and right, big wide circles. Let it feel good in the hip. And then you're gonna bring your right knee to your right tricep. Hold there, and then lower down, all the way down to your wrist. Back up, pop it back up, and over to the left tricep, cross it through, and then down to that wrist. Up to the left tricep, back to center, and send it up and back. Deep breath in, lower the foot down. Deep breath out. Same thing, other side. Lift the left leg up, rotate the ankle, so good for the joints. Get some fluid going. And then bend your knee and go into some big wide hip circles. This might be the first time you've moved your body all day, so just waking it up, saying, hello body, I love you. Let's start to move and warm up. Take the knee to your left upper tricep, and then slide it down to the wrist. Now bring it back up to the tricep, and bring it over to the right tricep. Lower down to the wrist, back up to the tricep, and send it up and back and through. Take a deep breath in and lower the foot down, deep breath out. Coming into child's pose for just a moment so we can set an intention. I want your knees really far apart and then dropping everything down. Your belly's gonna drop on the mat, your chest and your forehead, and bring your arms out long in front of you. So while you're holding this child's pose, dropping the belly towards the earth, massaging your third eye or your forehead on the mat, your eyes are closed, really deepening the breath here as we set an intention for your practice. Your why. Why did you say yes to this practice? Why did you want to practice in the first place? In yoga, we call this sankalpa. It's like a little seed that we plant right here and now as we set the intention. And then it flowers and grows throughout breath and movement, the whole practice. What is your intention? It could be physical, emotional, spiritual. It could be a color. If you find something to focus on, it only helps you get what it is that you want. Deep breath in, solidifying this intention. And let anything go out of your exhale that's not serving this highest good. Good, from child's pose, coming back up to downward facing dog. We're gonna do that again a little bit faster. So right leg up behind you, bend the knee, open up the hip a little bit, and then bring that knee to your right tricep. Lower down to your wrist. Using that core belly strength, bring it back up to the tricep. Cross it over the midline to the left tricep and down to the left wrist. Back up using your belly strength to center and all the way up and back. Lower that foot next to left. Pedal out the legs left and right. Left leg lifts up behind you. Bend your knee. A few circles, and then you know what's coming. Left knee, left tricep. Lower it down using your core belly strength to your wrist. Don't let it touch the mat. Back up to the tricep, cross it over the midline, down to the wrist, back up, and using your core belly strength, send it up and back into three-legged down dog. Lower your left foot next to right. And then looking forward in between the hands, holding plank for a moment, and then just lower the hips down. You're gonna let your legs come all the way down. So this is not up dog, right? This is different. We're gonna lower the tops of the feet, the legs, and just start to bring your heart and your chest through. This is just a nice stretch. Opposite stretch after that. Oh, intense ab work. Okay. So lifting up into plank, holding plank for 10, 9, 8, hold your belly in, press your fingers, your hands, the palms of your hands against the mat as you push away, really sucking everything into the midline. 3, 2, 1, coming into shoulder taps. Separate your feet a little bit more towards the width of the mat, and opposite left fingers hit the opposite shoulder. So shoulder taps, try and keep your midline still. Try and keep your booty still as if there's a cup of coffee on the back of your sacrum, right here, the lower back. Good, left and right. Keep going, shoulder taps. You can always come down to your knees for 10, 9, 8, 7, a little bit faster. If you can keep control. If you can't keep the control, then just stay at that slower speed for 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Really melting the heels. Stick your booty up in the air and bend your knees a lot. And then start to straighten the legs. Let's try that again. Bend the knees a lot and stick your booty more up in the air. And then slowly start to straighten the legs. Beautiful. Take your right leg and bring it up to the right side of your mat. So outside of your right hand. And just holding here, getting some flexibility. And then back into down dog. Left foot comes to the left, outside of your left hand. Stretching here into the hips, opening up the hips. And switch. Start to really open up the hips and get used to this movement because we're gonna speed it up. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna make this into a HIIT practice. 30 seconds moving as fast as you can, jump switching the feet, okay? Ready and go. Switch, switch, go as light as you can. We're landing softly. Beautiful, keep it up. Switch, 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 as lightly as you can. Beautiful. Where's your breath? Oh, and stopping there. Come back up into the downward facing dog or child's pose, whatever your body's needing. Walk the hands back to meet the feet and grab opposite elbows here. So grabbing opposite elbows, bend your knees a lot. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Shake your head left and right. Release any tension that's built up. Beautiful. And then drop your left hand down. Lift your right arm to the sky. And then bend your left knee just a little bit. And switch. Right hand comes under your face. Bend your right knee ever so slightly. And your left arm goes up to the sky, twisting. Deep breath in. Long breath out, forward fold. Beautiful, walk the hands back out to plank. And holding plank for 10, 9, 8, lift your right toes off the mat, just an inch. Switch feet, left toes off the mat, just an inch. And switch, 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 switch. You got this. Come down if you have to your knees. If not, stay right here for 3, 2, 1. Come into child's pose for just a breath. Lowering everything down. Okay, catching our breath in child's pose. It's so important to listen to our bodies and take breaks when we need it. So I am encouraging you to please take breaks whenever you need it. Bring your strength, do what you can do, and then always know that child's pose is here for you. Some days we feel stronger, some days we don't, and that's okay. Okay, so from child's pose, we're gonna come into plank, and we're gonna hop up to the front of your mat. So bend your knees and lightly hop up to the front of your mat and come to sitting in a chair. So lowering your booty down, your arms up, come up by your sides, and just start to sit a little deeper into your chair. Holding chair for just a moment here. Hold your belly in and bring energy to the backs of your feet, so towards your heels. Lift up your toes if you can as a balance challenge. Lift up your toes, look down at your toes and lift them up. Putting more energy into the backs of the feet. And now you can lower your toes, but try and keep that same energy of more weight being in the backs of your feet. Lower down 1 more inch and lift up. We're gonna squat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands. You're gonna hop back into plank with your elbows a little bent. So lifting up, we always wanna be safe. So let's try that again. So you're gonna plant your hands, and we're not really jumping into a chaturanga, we're jumping into a plank. However, we don't wanna jump with straight arms because of our joints. So to protect them, you're gonna jump back with elbows bent ever so slightly. So hands are planted, bend your elbows and hop back, and then hold plank. So you're holding plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and hop forward. We're going back into the squats for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands, soft elbows, jump back, holding plank. Now back to shoulder taps. You can separate your feet a little bit wider towards the width of the mat, and we're just moving back and forth. Doing our best to keep this entire area, your entire midline, the front of the body, the back of the body still. Good, left and right, left and right. For 5, 4, you're doing great. 2, 1, downward facing dog. Let it go. Shake your head left and right. Take a big breath in through the nose. And stick out your tongue, lion's breath. Shake your head left and right. Pedal out the legs. Resetting. Downward dog can be a reset. In the beginning, when you first start yoga, it's really hard. You're using so many different muscle groups. You're in an inversion, you're upside down, and it can be hard. But as you continue to practice and build up strength, this becomes a restorative pose, something to look forward to, like home. One more breath in, and let it go. Looking up to the front of your mat, hopping up, coming back up into that chair pose. And now we're gonna take a little advancement here. So let me show you first before you do it with me. We're gonna lower down into Navasana, so boat pose. So lowering down, all the way down. You can do legs parallel to the earth. This is the hardest with your arms out straight. You can also support your back here and bend your knees into half boat. And then we'll move from there, okay? So we're gonna be moving, trusting our balance and trying this out. And worst thing happens, you fall, right? So sitting deeply into this squat, you're gonna lower, 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 lower till you can't anymore, and then pop your legs out into Navasana. I want you all to try this for even a second. Just
straighten your legs, see what happens. And then you can always lower your hands behind you and go into half boat and full, half and full. Good, really breathing here, connecting to your breath. Good, out and in, out and in. If you want to challenge yourself even more, you lift the arms out and in. To support your low back, hands are behind your back. Good, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your back. All right, bring your right leg in and straighten it. Rotate the ankle, come into a half happy baby, taking the outside of your right foot, and then lowering the left leg all the way to the ground if you can. Making sure we stretch throughout so that at the end, we don't have to do a long stretch at the end of a workout, right? It's already done. Good. And take the left leg, straighten it out, bring it in, straighten it out, and then half happy baby on this side. Straighten the right leg out towards the earth, or you can always bend it. And just taking a moment in between the intense HIIT to stretch out the body. It's a perfect opportunity while your muscles are warm. Beautiful. Okay, we're about to amp it up, so get ready. So we're gonna do a very similar motion. Again, just take a look at what I'm doing up here. You're gonna be in your chair pose. You're gonna lower all the way down, trusting your balance. And then you're gonna hit it, Navasana boat pose, roll back, hit your Navasana, and then bring yourself all the way back up. If you must use your hands to push yourself up, that's fine. I would prefer you try and just ride the wave and just trust your body. You get way more out of it if you're not using momentum and you're not using your hands. All right, here we go. So we're gonna pump this up. This is 1 minute of movement. We're not gonna stop. Keep on going, do what you can. Are you ready? Okay, chair pose. Sitting into chair, squat low, low, low. Come all the way down into Navasana boat pose. Rolling on your back. Get another Navasana, hit it. And then we're into chair. If you wanna make it a little harder, you're gonna add a jump, okay? So we're gonna speed it up. Just do what you can do. You can even just roll like that on your back and skip the Navasana. The point here is to move your body. Really high intensity here. Rolling onto the back, lifting up, get a squat jump in there, and whatever variations you're choosing is perfect, as long as you're listening to your body. And you still wanna challenge your body. Your body might say, hey, that's hard. That's different than, hey, that hurts, right? Okay, coming all the way up. We got this. Keep moving, you're halfway through. Give me a little more. Can you pump up the volume a little bit more? Squat, jump up, rolling back, using your strength, challenging yourself not to use momentum, not to use your hands. Hopping up, last 10, 9, 8, who's with me? Woo! Let's do it. Last one, come to standing. Okay. Let's take a little break. How's everyone feeling? So good. Okay, so whatever your body's wanting in this moment, maybe it's child's pose, maybe it's just laying on your back. Listening to your body as you just breathe. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just know you can grab water at any time. You can towel off. You can take child's pose and just breathe. Okay, so once you've cooled down just a little bit and calmed your breath down, I know that I am feeling these HIIT workouts. I want you to bring your knees into your heart and just give yourself a little squeeze. Rock side to side. And then take your legs up to the sky. And we're gonna go into a little ab series, okay? Really important to have a strong core, especially for our low back to support. So legs are straight up. I want you to take opposite hand to opposite toes. There you go, reaching, stretching. Good, beautiful, for 30 seconds here. nice and strong. I'm really trying to keep this out of your neck. So think about where you are working different muscles, and it will help you get better results. So really thinking about your whole abdominal wall here as you reach for your toes. Opposite hand to opposite toes. Reaching for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in. Bring your head side to side for a moment. Releasing the back. And you're gonna take your left leg into your body and your right leg can go along the floor. And we're just gonna lift up and then switch. You can grab behind your calf, you can grab behind your thigh, but just don't grab behind your knee, okay? Switch, switch. For 30 seconds, we're switching. And go, go. Really trying to keep control, keep everything sucked into the midline. We don't want to frantically be throwing our joints and our legs and our limbs in all different directions. We are moving tightly with control. For 15 more seconds, let me hear your breath. Switch, switch, switch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So your feet are kissing here and your knees are splayed out. It's like a book being open. And just stretch here for a moment. Take a breath, bring your hands to your low belly. And take a nice breath in and then out. And then bring your hands to the nape of your neck. You can take your thumbs to both sides of your neck and then just create a little pillow with your head. And your elbows are out wide, looking up towards the sky. Keep your feet in the way that they are right now and just lift up about 2 inches, looking straight up to the sky. Your thumb should be protecting your head, your neck, any tension. Oof, I already feel this. Do you feel this? In the upper abdominals. Good, breathing for 10, straight up. And as if you have an egg in between your chin and your chest and you don't want to crack it. So the chin is straight up to the sky. How nice is this head position too? Really protecting your neck from pulling. For 3, 2, 1. Fold your knees over to one side and we're gonna keep going. Now, whatever hand position feels the most supportive to your neck, I like to do one hand on my belly so I can feel what I'm working. It really helps with that engagement and connection. And then I bring one hand behind my head for 20, 19, breathing. Again, that egg is in between your chin and your chest, right? You don't want to crack it, so keep that space here. Lifting up, chin towards the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. So knees fall over to the left. Bring in whatever position. You can come back to that position with your thumbs on either side of your neck. That's nice and create the pillow. I personally like to feel where I'm trying to engage. For this, it's the obliques. So lifting up, chin to the sky. Make sure that you're breathing. That creates more blood flow throughout the whole body, which is good. That gives us results. Good for 10, 9, lifting up. How's your egg doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. And windshield wiper your feet left and right, left and right. Beautiful. Get a nice stretch here. And now to really maximize our stretch, the reverse of those intense abs, we're gonna go into a series of bridge and then into wheel. So just so you know what's coming, these are good back bends to help stretch everything out. So let's start with bridge. Scratch the backs of your heels and then clasp your hands behind your torso and lift everything up. Your head is still on the mat, your feet are still on the mat, but everything else is lifted. If you feel yourself sucking in your belly, release it. If you feel your butt holding on or clenching, release it. So your butt is lifted, but you're not clenching it. Good. Send energy straight out from your heart to your knees. And take a deep breath in and out. Drop it all down. Windshield wiper the knees again. And now we're either gonna take another bridge or you can pop up into wheel. If you are doing wheel, follow my instructions now and make sure that you're really safe and careful. It's the most important thing. So bring your hands to either side of your ears. Make sure your elbows are not splayed out. So you want them facing back toward the back of the room, behind you. And then you're lifting up onto your head, the top of your head first. So then you can take a look at your elbows and see if they're splaying out or if they're straight back, parallel to your mat. If you feel safe and strong, you can then lift up off of your head and you can start to stretch here. This should feel so good on your abs after all that ab work. And just take as long as you can. And when you feel complete, come all the way down. Deep breath in and long breath out. Now it's up to you. We're gonna do one more just like that. You can do bridge. You could do camel if that's in your practice, or you can go right back into wheel if you wanna get a nice deep opener again. These back bends are like an espresso shot. So you'll notice you have a lot of energy after these back bends. If you don't want to, if you're going to bed right after this, maybe stick to the bridge, which is more restorative. I'll teach bridge for now, just in case. If you wanna take an advancement to wheel, go for it. So lifting everything up, crawling the arms underneath the torso and clasping the hands. This should be a nice shoulder stretch. Lifting up, up, up with your booty, but then releasing any sort of holding on or clenching. And just allow this to feel restorative. Take a deep breath in, filling up. And release anything stagnant you're holding on to. And release it down. We're gonna take one more burst of energy, and then I promise we'll cool down. So from here, start to roll like a ball. Rolling, just like a little kid. Having fun, letting go, not taking it too seriously. And then I want you to cross your ankles and plant your hands and hop back into plank and then downward dog. Okay, we're gonna do that a few more times. Lift everything up and bend your knees, jump forward, cross your ankles and come all the way back into a ball. And you can take a few like this. So you're rolling on the back. This is using your whole core. Back and forth. When you feel like you've had enough, plant the hands, ankles are crossed, hop back into plank, and then up into down dog. Look up in between your hands. And now here comes the fun part. We're gonna jump up as lightly as we can to the front of your mat. So bend your knees and just hop up as lightly as you can. That could be it. You could just go back and forth from down dog, bend your knees, and softly jump forward. That will create some cardio in your body. If you wanna take it up another level, you're gonna hop and maybe get a little air time. Doesn't matter how long you stay, doesn't matter if you stick it. The idea is continual movement and play. One thing I really like to do is bend my knees and kind of go into a little triangle with my feet and then hop up and just try and hit my feet together like a frog. So let's do that for 10. Ready? Hop. Even if you're just jumping to the front of your mat, that's perfect. Keep going, keep moving, hopping up to the front of your mat, not taking it too seriously. Tap your feet together if you want to at the top. If you catch some air time, awesome. Good, 3 more jumps, let's do it. You got it. Ooh. And last one. Beautiful. Okay, come onto your mats. I hope that was the strength that you were wanting in this HIIT Vinyasa flow. Coming onto our backs and coming into a pigeon pose, a resting, reclining pigeon, and just knowing that part of intuitive movement is knowing when to amp it up, being just true to ourselves and giving ourselves a little bit more strength And then also knowing when to back off, when something feels painful, when it feels like too much, when energetically it's just a big no, listening to that. Part of the intuition in this practice is building that voice and that inner knowing so that we can better take on our lives. So coming into reclining pigeon, bring your right ankle over the left thigh. And instead of going into the traditional stretch, I want you to bring your right knee towards your right shoulder. So kind of hug it in here, and you'll notice it releases some of these muscles back here. Your IT band a little bit, but your psoas, it just releases the low back a little more. So stretch it here first. Let the knee really come towards that right shoulder. You can use your hand for leverage with your right foot. And one more breath here. Might feel a little intense to some of us. And then release it. And now come into either figure 4 or recline pigeon. I like to straighten the back leg and then use my right elbow as leverage to push out my right knee. Sorry, there's a lot of limbs happening right now. Okay, so whatever variation you like here, just make sure you're opening up the hips. You're on your back, you're reclined. You can close your eyes now. We're getting more into the yin part of the practice. The yin being the more feminine, lunar, calmer, restorative, and the yang being the more HIIT workout, where the power and the action takes place, the more masculine, solar energy. Both are so important. Good, switch legs. So let's go into that fun little stretch. Maybe not so fun in the way it feels, but it will be later. So cross your left ankle over the right thigh, and then bring your left knee towards your left shoulder and just hug it in. You can use your right hand on your left foot and pull it closer to your body. It's pretty intense. And then if you want a little more, you can even hug the right knee in a little bit more, just to give you a little bit more oomph. And that should be really working your hips, your psoas. You should feel that. I feel it even in my IT band. So your whole leg and your whole booty, basically. Good, and now come into either your recline pigeon or your figure 4, and you can play around with it. Maybe your body's needing something different today. Maybe you straighten the leg and then you use the left elbow to push out the left knee, or maybe you curl it into a little ball and you reach behind the shin and you tuck everything into a little ball. Playing with your body and not getting stuck in any one position because it's what you did last time or it's what your favorite yoga teacher teaches. It's about this moment right now. That's what intuition is what do I need in this moment and how am I feeling? Good, you can rock side to side. I like bringing movement into just about any pose. Beautiful, and then coming into full happy baby. We took 2 half happy babies earlier. Coming into full happy baby and rocking left and right, left and right. And then we're gonna go into a side stretch. So I'm super flexible. I'm gonna wrap my legs into eagle legs and then drop them over onto one side. You could just stack your legs and then drop them to one side. Bring your gaze to the opposite direction of your knees and just close your eyes and breathe. With every exhale, just releasing a little bit more into the mat. Back to center. Reverse the direction. So whatever you did on the other side, try and do it on this side. I'm going to take eagle position again. But remember, our legs are different, our bodies are different, our sides are different. Listening to your body. Back off if it feels too intense, and add a little more if you need a little more strength or flexibility, resistance. Deep breath in, long breath out. Bring everything into a tight, tight ball. Bring it all in, give yourself a big, big squeeze, and suck it all in. So take a deep breath in and hold it at the top. And while you're holding your breath, clench everything. Clench your face, your forehead, your mouth, your cheeks, your hands. Make fists. Clench every part of your body. Tight, 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 tight ball. And then exhale it all out. Coming into Savasana, your final resting pose. Just let it all go. Relax from the tip top of your head, doing a little body scan the whole way down to your tippy toes. If you notice any places of tension, just breathe into that place of tension and let it go. Deep, deep, deep breath in as you do the body scan. And let it go. Try not to fidget. Try and stay present to this moment right here and now. Soaking up the last few moments, this gift you're giving to yourself. Stay as long as you can in this moment, in this practice, and in this position. And when you're ready, just popping yourself up to a seated position, finding a nice, comfortable pose. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you feel so much more energized, connected, and more space in your body so you can go out there and live the best version of you in your life. I hope you're feeling stronger and more flexible and overall just more joy. Come back for more Class FitSugar classes. We can't wait to see you.